guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people can relate to, and honestly is something that I have thought about before myself. Now the question is, what would I actually do if I had to start my entire budget from zero? And when I say zero, I mean $0. Okay, so I'm saying no sinking funds, no savings, no emergency fund, no extra cushion, just my paycheck and a bunch of freaking bills. Okay, because the truth is, there is a lot of people that feel like they're constantly starting their budget over again, which I was telling you that's how I was feeling. And maybe something unexpected happened, maybe like debt got a little out of control, or maybe life just got too busy and the budget kind of fell apart. So today I want to walk through what I would actually do if I had to rebuild my budget from the ground up. Remember, this is not going to be the perfect Pinterest budget, but a real life budget that actually works. So the first thing I would do is to create a survival budget. This is where a lot of people make their first mistake. They try to create this super detailed, perfect budget with like 40 categories. And when you're starting from zero, that can actually make things feel pretty much overwhelming. So instead, I would actually focus on the absolute basics, the things that keep your life running. Okay, I'm just going to keep this right here because we're starting from a zero budget. So that would be considered things like your housing, things like your utilities, things like groceries, things like gas, and insurance. All right. These are the things that should come first, because when you're starting from scratch financially, the goal is stability first, not perfection. You need a house. You need to pay your utilities. You need to have groceries. You have to have food. You have to have gas to get to work, to get where you need to go. Insurance to cover medical bills, because a lot of the time medical bills are a lot of the things that put people in the hole a lot of the time. Another thing is facing the debt honestly. Okay. Now, the next thing I would do, and this is the part that can be pretty much uncomfortable because it was uncomfortable for me. I was embarrassed to actually, when I first was doing my budget videos, I was embarrassed to put my credit card debt of what I had because I felt ashamed. And I was like, people are going to look at me like, great day, girl. But a lot of people have it. So once I overcame of being embarrassed about my debt and saying, I'm not going to be embarrassed about it anymore, I'm going to actually do something about it, it made it more real. It made me face my debt honestly, and it made me want to go after it and tackle it even harder. And let's talk about credit cards for a second, like I was saying, because credit cards are one of those things that can slowly creep up on you. You swipe here, like I swipe at the Dollar Tree, swipe at Walmart, swipe at TJ Maxx, swipe at Ross, and then you swipe there. Maybe something unexpected happens, and before you know it, the balance is a lot higher than you thought it was, because you told yourself that, oh, I'll pay that in full next week, or I'll pay that when I get busy, or you said I'll pay that whenever I am. The thing about credit cards is that the minimum payments can make you feel like you're making progress. You know, that little teeny box that shows you if you make the minimum payment, this is how much you're going to pay. And you pay almost like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than what you actually owe for the credit card. But sometimes you're barely touching the balances because of the interest. So if I was actually starting my budget from zero, I would sit down and write down every single debt that I have. Every credit card, every balance, every minimum payment. Not to make myself feel bad, but to get a clearer picture about my situation. And that's what I had to do, because I knew I had like a Lowe's card. I knew I had like a Capital One card, but I was like, nope, I'm not going to put that, because that makes it look like I got too much credit card debt. Don't do that, because clarity is powerful. This is going to be your powerful weapon here. All right, so now let's go to the next one, which is understanding emotional spending. Now, here is something I think we don't talk about enough when it comes to budgeting, and that is emotional spending. A lot of the time, spending is not about you actually needing something, and I figured this out. It's about how we feel. Say if you're having a rough day, you want to go buy something, and you, in your mind, you feel like that's going to make you feel better. Just like if you have a spouse or you have a partner that's always nagging you and always like, you know, like nothing's never right, always complaining, you feel like, well, let me just get out of the house. Let me go buy something that'll make me feel better. But all you're doing is adding more debt to your credit card. Maybe you had a stressful day. I'm thinking of things that might fit somebody's situation. So maybe you might have had a stressful day at work and grabbing takeout feels easier than cooking. I know I am famous for that. Maybe you're tired and you stop for coffee. Maybe you're bored and scrolling Amazon, bloop, 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 and suddenly feel like it's a good idea. And none of those things are bad by themselves, but when those little emotional spending moments start stacking up, they can quietly drain, girl, your budget. I was rebuilding my budget, and I am from zero, and I am like going through, right now I'm giving y'all the things that I went through when I was starting my budget and how I kept jacking it up. One of the biggest things I would start paying attention to is why I'm spending money, not just what I'm spending. So if I'm paying off debt and then I go back to these emotional spendings that I'm having these rough patches, and then I'm going back, as soon as I pay it, I go spend something else, I am not, I'm not getting anywhere, any progress. So that's another thing to actually look at. So this video is more of like to make you more aware of, these things, because sometimes it takes somebody else to say something, to say, hey, this is what is going on. Now, another one is, and like I said, I've been using my shop book from my shop that I have. This is something that I struggle with, so this is why I made this book, because groceries was like my weakest point. Groceries are one of those categories where it's really super easy to overspend without realizing it, because sometimes I would go to the store for a few things, and then suddenly I'm walking out with 60. I'm walking out with $80 worth of things. And then suddenly, or maybe, and then sometimes I would go to the grocery store multiple times a week. One trip for dinner. All right, let me know in the comments if this is you. One trip for snacks. One trip because I forgot something. And before you know it, those small trips have added up. So that's why I make sure that I write down what I have that I need, so I'm not spending. And I'm not even gonna lie, it's a couple of times I done went in there and I didn't try to put some extra stuff in the basket, and I'll be like, nope. Like if it's not checked, they didn't have this in stock. But I would still try to put extra stuff and be like, Tina, no, we're not doing that. You wrote it down. This is what you need. This is what you budget for. This is what you gonna get, okay? If I was starting my budget from zero, I would get really intentional about my grocery spending, planning the meals, making one main grocery trip, and trying to avoid those extra trips that quietly add up. And you don't have to have a fancy book. You can use a sheet of notebook paper, sheet of copy, printer paper, write it down, keep it in your purse when you go in. Always have a pen, check it off when you have it in the basket, keep it rolling, okay? Now, the next thing is building small savings, okay? So now I know when people hear the word savings, they sometimes feel discouraged if they're starting from zero. But here's the thing, guys, okay? Saving money doesn't have to start huge. It doesn't have to start big. It can start really small. You can do $5 here, $10 here, $20. Because what matters more than the amount of that is the habit of saving. So you have to, like, you can save $20, $50, but if you don't have a habit of saving, you're only going to have $20 or $30. You're not going to keep consistently adding to your savings to build it up. And once that habit starts building and it starts sticking, it becomes easier to grow over time. And this is actually where savings challenges can be really helpful. And I've got a habit of stuffing my Alpha Savings Challenge. And I've showed you guys this because they make savings feel a little more fun and a little more motivated. And I have gotten to the habit, if I have extra cash, to put it in here. And because of my habit, because usually I would just skip around using my habit, so I know exactly what I need to do. Now, the next thing, guys, is tracking every dollar. And this is where my track book comes in. Like I said, you don't have to have fancy book. You can just use a notebook paper, but this is where I track spending. And this stays in my purse to track when I spend money. And this is something that I feel like I needed to do right away. This is one of the most powerful habits that anybody can build when it comes to budgeting. because sometimes we think we know where our money is going, which I thought that's what I was doing, because you weren't going to tell me that I was spending extra money on something and pull out the receipt, still in now. But when we actually write it down, the numbers can tell a different story. So tracking spending helps you see the patterns of where your money is going. It helps you see where small purchases are adding up, and it helps you make better decisions moving forward. And once I spend my receipts, I scan them on Fetch Rewards. Fetch Rewards, a lot of people have codes out there. If you see one, support that person, go ahead and scan their code. I'll put my Fetch Reward code right here on the side. This right here, you can earn reward points. You can earn a lot of gift cards for just making the purchase that you make every single day. Totally free. Why not, right? Another thing we have is cutting the budget leaks, okay? So what I mean by this is, once I started tracking my spending, the next thing I will look for was budget leaks. What are budget leaks, Tina? Okay. These are the small things that quietly drain money from your budget. Things like random Amazon purchases. Let's see. Subscriptions I forgot about. Convenience spending. That means being lazy and not cooking at home. Just stopping and, oh, I forgot. I saw a Bloom. We went out and I saw a Bloom drink that I wanted. It was super cold, but I was thirsty, but I had one at home. So sacrificed and just drinking it and got it when I got home. So that's another thing. Extra snacks or drink. So like I said, I've been actually making yogurt, pre-made yogurt cups. So when I want a snack or whatnot, at work we have a refrigerator. So I just pull that out, and I've started actually doing that at home too. So that actually helps. So before I go out, I can just grab one of those and just kind of snack on that. So when I go out, I'm not just buying extra snacks or extra drinks. Now, none of these seem like a big deal individually, but together, y'all, they add up really, really, really quickly. Fixing the little budget leaks can make a huge difference. And the next thing I want to make sure, because I used to always beat myself up so bad, give yourself grace. And because this is actually really, really important. So if you're starting your budget from zero right now, please, please, please give yourself some grace. Budgeting it's pretty much like a skill, and like any skill, it takes time, guys. It takes time to get better. There will always be mistakes. There will be months where things don't go perfectly. And I can tell you guys, I've had it where months haven't been perfect. But with every step you take towards being more aware of your money is progress. And that progress adds up over time. All right, guys. So I am super curious. Y'all know I'm curious. All right. If you had to start your budget completely from zero today, what would be the first thing you would focus on? And would it be paying off debt? Would it be building a savings, or just getting control of your spending? Let me know down in the comments, guys, because I love hearing your experiences. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, guys. And until next time, peace.